Hey everybody, I'm sitting here. My dog is resting behind me. She's having a rest behind me. She's enjoying, and I'm sitting as well. And I'm thinking tonight about discourse concerning rich socialists. Like whenever some big leftist, usually Hasan, buys something extravagant or whatever, shows off that he has money in any way, there's a conversation often had by conservatives, but also by good faith leftists.
Good faith.
I'm talking about how he's not an authentic socialist, about how it's hypocrisy or whatever. And I obviously this is a very dated discourse and a very old conversation to be having, but it's just striking me tonight just how corrosive this entire conversation is to any kind of real political thought. And let me try to explain what I mean.
Chat didn't link it. I found it. I
My
wanted to
main
show
problem with this argument about rich leftists not being real leftists is that charity as a concept is a virtue. It's a virtuous thing to do for everybody. Everybody almost agrees that giving of yourself, sacrificing for other people, giving people what they need is a good thing to do. It's not leftist to give people things that they need. It's simply kind. And the problem I have is that what we're really doing when we call people hypocrites, hypocritical leftists for not being more charitable, is making...
No, this guy's not a grifter at all. He's right. You found this pro-rich propaganda to show us? No, oh my God. You guys are such fucking dumbasses half the time. I hope you're trolling, okay? No, man. He's saying you don't even have to be a good person necessarily to be a leftist, okay? Like doing charity, which by the way, isn't even like the opposite of buying a car for the record. Okay. So on that front, I don't even fully agree with what he's saying, but the overarching argument that he's making is absolutely correct. Okay. He's not even saying I'm a bad person, but he's saying you don't necessarily have to be this like moral, kind individual that everybody likes and thinks is like fucking brilliant to be a socialist. Okay.
The argument that to be a leftist means being a good person. And no, it doesn't. It absolutely does not. Being a leftist, believing in socialism, these are completely unrelated. These do not make you a good person.
Yeah.
At all. Like, you can be an absolutely shitty, garbage human being. To be clear, I'm not saying Hasan is. This isn't a call-out video for Hasan. You know, I don't know his finances, I don't know who he is. Whatever. But you can be an absolutely shitty, garbage human being.
Fuck you, asshole.
And still be a leftist. And any argument to the contrary of that is really saying that leftism is just your little virtuous culture club. I hate that shit. And to be clear, you know, by all means, judge whoever you want to judge. Be mad at whoever you want to be mad at. I have no beef with you for getting snippy online with whoever you think is too rich. That's just good fun. That's just a good thing to do with your time, frankly. I don't know. Being mad at rich people, whatever. Have fun. But I would just caution against making it about some deep-seated ideological leftist issue because it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. The best thing...
This was one of my biggest fucking anger points with like the constantly unearthed discourse that they would like revitalize over and over and over again, which is like, oh, Hasan is rich. He's not a real leftist. Like, yeah, no, I don't get mad at rich people. It's fine. I mean, am I the right rich person to get mad at? I don't think so. One, because of like my proximity to like actual wealth. Two, the way I make my money. And last but not least, I would say that, you know, I think I do a decent job with my finances in the way that like, you know, in the way that related to the wealth that they have. Most people that shit on me don't, percentage wise, I mean. However, having said that, the thing that really frustrates me again is that they would liken this, they would moralize this kind of hatred, because you can't just like hate someone and be like, you know what, I don't like his vibes. You can't just do that. You have to literally find like a legitimate moral reason. Like, oh man, I don't like him because he's fucking bad at a person being a person.
about leftism really is that it
He's not a
deals with
real
the real
leftist.
world, that it deals with actual material forces. Leftists don't, or at least shouldn't, believe.
Friend of a friend who was a fan of this guy got really mauled at me for being your friend like a year ago. He's not even disagreeing with 99 things that you say. 99% of the things you say is so funny. They can't actually say why they dislike you or remember why they once did or anything. It was funny. Yeah, no, it's literally because we're all sheep at the end of the day. I do this. Every single person does this. It is because a lot of motherfuckers, okay, a lot of motherfuckers have said, he's bad, he's cringe, he's mainstream. We don't like that. So everyone else is like, oh, fuck, God forbid I find myself defending this guy on the timeline. All the cool guys are going to make fun of me too. You know what I mean? That's it. That's basically what it is. Human beings are very stupid. And a lot of people find like leftism to be like a hipster thing. You know what I mean? Like the Red Scare. No, I think the Red Scare podcast has very genuine ideological differences with me. And that's the reason why they hate me, because they're fucking stupid. That's different. There's a valid reason for the Red Scare podcast to hate me. Look, you know, there are definitely, we do not agree on a lot of stuff. Oh, you said, oh no, not the podcast. I meant like McCarthyism. Oh, okay. My bad. I hate your content because you're rich and cringe. I hate it because you lie about fun content on a weekly basis. On a daily basis, we are not the same. First of all, I'm not even fucking cringe. The funniest part about this is that like the 98% of the time, the people that fucking say I'm cringe are people that are like effort posting schizo memes. Okay, you can copy them all you want. In the real world, as you know, I am probably a lot more normal than the average person who spends 8 to 10 hours online. Okay, there's a reason why every single person that you meet that has met me in real life will not say that I am cringe. It's not a word that they would use. I'm cringe in the circles that I exist in. The circles that I exist in have this dramatic aggression towards people who resemble their bullies. Okay? People who resemble their bullies coming into their spaces and encroaching in their spaces is something that like nerds have hated for a very long time. That's pretty much what it is. It's like, oh, this guy fucking came in here. He thinks he's one of us. Like, fuck you. You don't even know how to play video games well, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, loser. Kind of like that. You get to be the king. You get to be the god king of the terminally online contingency. And then you got someone who, had like a normal life leading up to this very moment where I also became like relatively successful on Twitch, and that shit pisses people off. One of the most normal in public couldn't even buy propane. First of all, successfully bought it. Let's be real. And bro really glazing himself today. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's like me glazing myself when I say that like I'm cringe to not to the average person, but to the average Twitter user who's extremely online. And I look through a lot of the posts that are like, dude, this guy fucking sucks. I hate him. He's so cringe. He's so bad. He's like so immoral. And the people that say that oftentimes are like, they got like lolly avatars. Like do you think normal people would look at you and go, you're a normal guy? Like, do you think they would look at your profile and be like, that's a normal guy, versus my profile or me as a human being? Like, who do you think looks more normal to the average person? No. It's the same principle behind, again, it's the same exact principle behind, like, in the, land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. in the land of in the land of extremely online weirdos who get to post whatever kind of unhinged shit they want to under the guise of anonymity, yes, someone who tries to tailor his commentary and his content, no matter which platform he's on, to like normies, is going to look like he's cringe. He's trying too hard. You know what I mean?
That Hasan should rule the world, that he is exempt from class forces, that we are all autonomous moral agents, and if you just put us in charge, we would be amazing at it and not selfish. That's a horrible belief, and it's not true. We are all, to some extent, selfish. We all act according to our own interests, and it would be better, of course, if we were all more charitable, more giving of ourselves. But the point of leftism very much is not to come out with a new breed of human being, to pretend that we are somehow the elite group of the best people who just do all the best things, and that's our ideology. All it is fart smelling. It's a fart smelling discourse. That's my take. Goodbye.
Tom Slimes with the Oompa Loompa crisis is deafening. Calling what some people conceive of leftism your little virtuous culture club is such a fucking banger. Yeah. I think the last time I watched this video, I talked about it before. Where I said, like, you can make an argument to eviscerate homelessness from a selfish perspective. I have before, just for the fun of it. If you don't want to recognize the humanity or the human suffering that the homelessness crisis creates, you can absolutely look at it with an incredibly cold, calculated, selfish, and logical way. Okay? Which is, you don't want to fucking deal with that. So why the fuck aren't we paying someone to deal with that? Oh, wait, we are paying for someone to deal with that. If you don't want to think about it like, oh my God, that's a human being suffering on the streets, we need to solve this issue. What the fuck is going on? Why is nobody saying anything about it? You can literally make an argument for more social welfare from a deeply and fundamentally, I guess, selfish point of view. You know?